Houston, Texas, and today I have a very special guest with me, Brigitte Gabriel, and excited to have her on. And she is a fireball. She is, I'm telling you, m- America is a better place because of her and because of her struggles, because she had made so much contribution into media and also fighting for the freedom, which is very important. So thank you so much, Bridget, for coming on.
Oh, thank you so much. You humbled me. Thank you so much for your kind words. I'm delighted to be with you.
Absolutely. So let's talk about yourself and then Act for America. What is this organization? Those who are wondering, what is Act for America?
Thank you. I started ACT for America after 9/11 because terrorism affected my life personally. I was born and raised in Lebanon in the Middle East. We were the only majority Christian country in the Middle East. We were fair, open minded, tolerant, multicultural. We had open borders. We welcomed everyone into our country. Boy, does that sound familiar so far?
Yes.
And unfortunately, we welcomed people into our country who did not share our values. And my 9/11 happened to me in 1975 in Lebanon, where radical Islamists blew up my home, bringing it down, burying me under the rubble, wounded as they were trying to take over our town. I ended up in a hospital for 2.5 months and later ended up living in a bomb shelter underground in an 8 by 10 room without electricity, without water, and very little food. And that changed my life. That's where I lived for the next 7 years of my life, from the age of 10 till the age of 17. So when 9/11, 2001 happened in the United States, it was a total flashback to my background. And that day, my daughter came home from school, and they didn't tell the kids at school what had happened. And I was watching, like everybody else, on 9/11. If you were near a television set, you were glued to the TV. You couldn't
Yes.
get enough news. And I was watching, the images of the World Trade Center being replayed again and again and again. And my daughter came in and she said, "Mommy, why did they do this to us?" And I found myself looking into my daughter's eyes and giving her the exact answer my father gave me when I was a 10-year-old little Christian girl wounded in a hospital in Lebanon. And my father said to me when I asked him that question, "They hate us because they consider us infidels and they want to kill us." Here we were. I'm looking at my daughter, 2 generations apart. I was a young Lebanese girl. She's a young American girl. I spoke Arabic. She speaks English. 8,000 miles apart, 30 years apart, 2 continents apart. And I found myself repeating to her the exact same words. That day, I vowed that I will do everything I can to make sure that my daughter will never ever look into her child's eyes and repeat to him or to her what my daddy said to me and what I said to her. That day, I was reborn as an activist. So
Yes.
I started praying and saying, "God, what can I do to make a difference? What can I do to make a difference?" Because I'm a firm believer that every single one of us in life, no matter what we go through, no matter what trials and tribulation, no matter what we go through, God uses our trials for his glory. And I decided I'm going to start an organization, and I'm going to call it ACT, because I wanted people to act in defense of our country. And hence where the name ACT for America came from. And today I'm proud to tell you that we are the largest national security organization in the US, with almost 2 million members nationwide. We helped pass
Wow.
210 bills. And that's what ACT for America is all about.
This is phenomenal. So tell me one of the three major things Act for America does and stand for.
We stand for our Constitution, our freedoms. We stand for free speech. We stand for national security. We stand for secure borders. We stand with law enforcement. We believe America should be the greatest, is the greatest country on the face of the planet. We believe that we need to make America great again.
Come
We
on.
believe in peace through strength. And we believe that we, the people, are the instruments of change. God doesn't change the world through lightning in the sky. God uses his people as instruments of change. And I'm talking to our Christian audience right now. I know a lot of people say to me, oh, Brigitte, I'm praying for our country. I'm praying for our country. Well, you know what? It's not enough to just pray. I didn't name the organization Pray for America or Think About America or Wish for America or Hope for America. I named the organization Act for America because we can think and hope and pray, but without action, nothing happens. So these are the issues that we focus about, and we have many bills that we monitor. For example, sign up to receive our emails and action alerts because we monitor bills coming down for a vote on the federal level in Congress and also at the state level. So no matter where you are listening to us right now, watching this interview, it doesn't matter what state in the United States, sign up to get our alerts so we can notify you when there's a bill coming down for a vote so you can make your voice heard. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. We want to make sure you are engaged in securing our country.
That is right. Absolutely. And now we want to go into your book, Rise. You wrote a book, and it is a phenomenal book. Came on September 11, 2018. What a timing. The name of the book is Rise in Defense of Judeo-Christian Values and Freedom. So tell me about this book, and why should every American read this book?
I wrote my book Rise because I started looking around in 2018 and you can see the country is falling apart. America is being transformed before our very eyes. The flag that used to fly once with pride over every home is now considered a hate symbol on college campuses. The police is being vilified by the criminals who are being glorified against our police. Our communities are falling apart. Christmas is under attack. The very foundation of our nation is under attack. I named the title of the book Rise in Defense of Judeo-Christian Values and Freedom because Western civilization is founded upon Judeo-Christian values and principles. Whether you are a Christian or not, these are the values that made our country great, that made Western civilization what it is today. And what makes my book unique is no matter what issue I discuss, whether I'm talking about education, I have a chapter titled Education or Indoctrination, talking about the brainwashing in our schools, whether I'm talking about the internet, the new theater of war, that's a whole other chapter, whether I'm talking about the leftist Islamist coalition, how the Islamists in our country and the leftists are coming together to bring down America, to sabotage America. At the end of every chapter, and I have 13 chapters, and every chapter is more important than the one before it. At the end of every chapter, I have a section titled Rise Up and Act. And I give people 3 things you can do under 10 minutes that will make a difference for the country. And you can do it in your pajamas, sipping your cup of coffee at 7 o'clock in the morning. Because, Adnan, most people understand that there is a problem with our country. Most people recognize that our country is being transformed before our very eyes. But most people do not know what to do about it. I cannot tell you how many times I travel and I give interviews and I speak in speeches. And one question keeps popping up no matter where I speak, no matter how big or small the crowd is. Everybody asks, what can I do? Now that I'm educated, what can I do? Everybody watches the news. Everybody listens to information. Everybody reads stories on the internet. Everybody scrolls through their iPhones, watching all the news and personalities that they follow. We have information coming out of our ears, but people have no idea what to do. And that's what I started Act for America. So I give people things they can do that will make a difference for the country. And I simplify it so easy that anybody can do it, whether you have one job, whether you have 2 jobs, whether you work 3 shifts. Everybody takes a bathroom break. Everybody takes their cell phone with them to the bathroom. Click, 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 click. You can do it in under 2 minutes on your break.
Wonderful. That is phenomenal. So I'm going to encourage people. You can get this book on Amazon. You can go on there, type Rise, and then also the name Brigitte Gabriel. That way you will be able to find this book. I encourage everyone to take a moment and please read, because you can be reading all sorts of like stories that not going to help you, but this book will help you. And how
Or,
can
or, or Adnan, they can go to our website and make a tax deductible donation and get the book and give us the money instead of giving it to Amazon and get a tax deduction and support the
perfect.
cause at the same time.
That is smart right there. I will do that, right? This is what way better. And how can here Christians come together and better prepare themselves, and then also fight back for the freedom? Because our countries is now like every time I feel like we face a new challenge, a new threat. How can we better prepare as a Christian in this country, pray for our country, and be united? Because right now are divided at, I think, whether it's Donald Trump, whether it's Joe Biden, I feel like we find ourselves always divided. And how can Christian stand for the values without thinking about like, hey, what could that be impact for our children?
Well, the Bible talks about let people know you by the fruits of your labor. It's important to pray for our country. It's important to fast for our country. It's important to seek God's direction on what we should do as Christians for our country. And you know what? We need to be more engaged, not just in prayers, not just in going to church, but in starting. We have Act in Faith chapters all over the country in churches. Start an Act in Faith chapter in your church if there is no chapter. Go to actforamerica.org, click on get involved, start a chapter in your community. Even if you are not a member of a church, you can start a chapter in your home and invite your friends and start a chapter in your community. We will support you. We will build you up. Jesus was the first activist. A lot of Christians tell me, oh, Brigitte, I'm not the activist type. Every Christian is an activist type. Have you ever volunteered at your church? You're an activist type. Have you ever volunteered to host a Bible study? You're an activist type. Have you ever shown up to a Bible study? Have you ever volunteered in your community for anything? You are an activist type. Jesus set the standard of activism. When Jesus saw that there were wrong being done in the temple, he walked into that temple, he overthrew the table. He said, not in the house of the Lord. You're not going to do this in my house. Jesus was the first activist. How can we sit on the sidelines and not be engaged when we see our nation, a shining city on a hill, the
Yes.
most exceptional nation on the face of the planet? Look, Adnan, you came from Pakistan, I came from Lebanon. If
Yes.
our countries were so wonderful and so hot, neither you or I would be in the United States of America. We would be back in our countries, enjoying our culture, enjoying our families, enjoying our extended family. But we had to flee because of persecution, because of corruption, because of lies, because of misuse of power. We came to America seeking freedom, not to watch America be duplicated, to become like the what President Trump calls in colorful language, the what you will call it, holes in the world. And that's why we need to preserve America. We need to protect America. We need to be proud of our Judeo-Christian heritage. We need to stand up boldly and defend this nation. If we who stand on the rock of faith, if we who know that the King, the creator of the universe, is our God, how can we not speak with authority, with conviction, with passion, with joy, with determination to preserve the greatest nation on the face of the planet and the greatest principles, the Judeo-Christian values that made Western civilization what it is today? And I encourage people, if what I'm saying resonates with you, go to our website, actforamerica.org right now. Sign up to get our emails and action alerts. Get involved. Start a chapter in your community. We need you. We will mentor you. We will train you. Be the instruments of change. Pray and seek God on what you need to do to make a difference.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. You're a phenomenal speaker. Wow, that's great. I just love
Thank you.
you love it. And how can other books, you've written other books too. So one is Arise. What other books do you have written, and how can people get a hold of those?
People can get a hold of those on our website as well, actforamerica.org, or they can go on brigittegabriel.com and get those as well. And of course, they are available on Amazon. The first book is titled Because They Hate. It's my life story and my journey from Lebanon to Israel through the war and then to the United States. My second book is titled They Must Be Stopped, why we must defeat radical Islam and how we can do it. And my third book is Rise. So I encourage people to get all three books, read them, make a donation to our organization, get an autographed copy, give it as a gift. You know, Valentine's Day is coming, whatever holiday
Yes.
is coming, birthdays. You're invited to dinner at your friend's home. Take a bottle of wine and the book.
Wow, that's wonderful. I love it. That's a good right here, Market. So listen, you can download Vision Television app on your cell phone, on Amazon, Roku, wherever you stream. You can get access to Vision Television Network, and also you can watch us in Asia over Asia satellite, and here in America through Comcast cable. What an honor to have you, Bridget. Thank you so much for carving out a time to allow me to interview. It's an honor. Thank you.
The honor is mine. Thank you so much. And I look forward to our next time.